Hey everyone, before we get into today's video, there's some information regarding this well-known location that I'd like to share. You might be familiar with this place as it's well known in the exploring and paranormal communities as the Screaming House, the murder house, a house where many claim a young girl, Brenda Evans, was murdered in 1977, or that this house was the last place that she was before being kidnapped in the 10 minutes that followed her leaving. When I'm researching for a location, I mostly look at archive records and old newspapers, as well as any media that's out there. And it's while I was researching the facts surrounding this case that I came across a few things that didn't fit in with this particular house, a bungalow, and the connection that it has with the tragic events that took place, resulting in Brenda losing her life. The first thing that stood out was a comment from Brenda's uncle, Selwyn Davis, whose home she was having lunch at right before she was taken. The comment said that after having lunch with himself and her Aunt Violet, he watched Brenda leave as she began the 10-minute walk back to work from an upstairs bedroom window. Now, this house that's believed to be the aunt and uncle's is a bungalow, and so that led me to look if the bungalow was linked to this case at all, or if it just happened to be a random abandoned house in an area where an unsolved murder happened, and I discovered that this was actually the case. The bungalow known as the Screaming House has no connection to Brenda Evans. It was in fact owned by the same family since it was built in the 1950s. A gentleman named Herbert Court owned and lived in this bungalow with his daughter Gabrielle and her husband Cecil. After her father and husband passed away, Gabrielle continued to live in the bungalow. I have news articles showing that Gabrielle was living in the bungalow before and after Brenda lost her life, and during the times myself and Tony have explored this location, there's evidence of Herbert Court and Gabrielle's life there. Personal belongings of Herbert and paperwork with Gabrielle's name on all confirm that this place has no connection to the tragedy which happened in this small village. I'm not claiming there's no paranormal activity in this bungalow, there could well be. However, myself and Tony have visited this location a few times and investigated, but we didn't pick up any activity, and I know several other respectable paranormal teams have been here and found it to be a quiet place or been able to debunk any noises heard. So there you go. The Screaming House, it turns out it is just a house or a bungalow which happens to be abandoned in an area where a tragic murder once took place, but it has no actual connection to the events that happened. Let me know what you think, guys. The folks who have been and claimed this location to be the most haunted place in Britain, are they onto something? Claiming to have made contact with Brenda? I'm not so sure myself after discovering the facts of this location. If you would like a video on the Brenda Evans case, let me know in the comments. I've researched all of the history, all of the facts surrounding this case. I know it's all been done again and again online, but the truth doesn't seem to be that well known. With all that being said, let's get into the explore of the home of Herbert Court and his family. Herbert led an interesting life, so that will be the feature of this video. I hope you enjoy, and please consider subscribing if you haven't, it would be massively appreciated. In today's video, we head to Wales and explore the abandoned home of a gentleman named Herbert Court. Herbert lived an interesting life with a background firstly on stage. He served in the First World War and then later in the licensing trade. On stage, he was known professionally as Clifford Harcourt. He made his stage debut at the Apollo Theatre in 1908 in the original production of Edward Guillermin's Tom Jones. In the years that followed, Clifford Harcourt became a popular name in music halls with his own variety company known as the Courtiers, which included Dorothy Summers, who would later become the famous Mrs. Mop. After First World War service with the Royal Garrison Artillery, he appeared with Bobby Howes in Girl for the Boy. In the 20s, he appeared with Tommy Handley and Nellie Wallace, first as the Emperor in Dick Whittington at the Palladium, and later in War of the Worlds. Herbert retired from the stage at the beginning of the Second World War to become licensee of the Red Lion Hotel. From there he went on to the King's Arms Kitchen in Chester, and later he held the license of the Golden Lion. Herbert passed away in December 1973 at the grand age of 93. His daughter Gabrielle continued living in the bungalow she shared with her father, and personal belongings of both Herbert and Gabrielle still remain in the home they once shared, which is now long abandoned. We came here last year. It will be last year now, seeing as it's New Year's Day.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and we camped out back in the woods when we visited here last time. But yeah, this house does have quite a sad history to it. A young girl named Brenda Evans was murdered, either here or in the woods or surrounding areas. I believe she was 17. Was she 17 or was she 19?
17.
17, yeah, I think she was 17. But yeah, as usual, I'll put all the history in there, and I can't quite remember all the details at the moment, but I'll include all of that. But I do remember this. All the plates, little glasses. Even up there. A little cup still there. Glass that back up. So, got a little hallway here. That would have been the front door there. Don't look like anything's moved since we were here last. That mirror were on the bed. Oh, I don't remember that key though.
No, I don't remember that. Yeah, mostly everything stops there.
It does look it, doesn't it? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Right. Oh.
TV's gone on in the back.
No, on the door there. Is that bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, do I seem to remember that that was full of spiders last time?
Yeah, we called that one the spider room as well.
Yeah, so there you go. There's the bathroom. I'm not going any further in there. Because spiders. Let's have a look in this bedroom. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that weren't there before.
No,
That box.
over there.
Yeah. Now this room has a history smell.
Yeah. It does.
Oh, the lining paper's still in there. Wow. I think we looked in these last time.
I don't think we did, no.
No. Into the hallway, and then oh, this is way more trashed.
Definitely.
Look at the ceiling.
Oh, shoes have been moved through here.
Yeah.
Phone's been put in there. Ah, shelf. They took everything off the shelf.
Yeah. That shelf was full of knickknacks, weren't it?
Yeah, they've opened that suitcase as well.
In fact, I've got pictures of all the little holy shit. Look at the size of that spider. Can you see it? There. Oh, yeah. On there.
Oh, yeah.
I do love that window. I don't love them spider webs.
No.
Lovely little place though, this, isn't it?
It is.
Looking out onto Old Woods.
Yeah.
Nice big TV. Some trinkets still left. Yeah, I can't remember if there were anything in that suitcase when we looked in it. Thermometer. See what temperature it is. It's pretty chilly today. Still somebody's shoes. Piano. Bit broken. So that's basically it for this place. There's not really anything else to it. It's just a nice little bungalow with a very sad history. Just a short little video. It's not a huge place, but still lots of interesting stuff.
Good little place.
It is a cool little place to have a look around. Yeah. Seeing as we were passing through, nice to come and stop off again and have a little revisit. We disturb the birds. There we go. Right. Thank you for watching. See you next time.